Headlights piercing through the heavy fog. I am disconnecting from the daily log. No hesitation as I press the gas, watching all the sleeping city pass. Tires rolling on the midnight storm. I have never felt so good alone. 100 miles in the rearview glass, escaping from the shadows of the past. The engine hums a steady, secret tune underneath the halo of the moon. I leave the complicated world behind, letting the velocity protect my mind. The deep bass kicks and the tempo locks, navigating through the paradox. No passenger to break the silent spell, just the electronic ringing like a bell. Let the electric violin sweep the night, turning all the darkness into waves of light. 4 on the floor on an empty road, shedding every layer of the heavy load. I'm driving to the center of a synthesized dream, following the path of the headlight beam, with the crying bow and a weeping string. This is the salvation that the midnight brings. Deep house therapy and driving bass, finding my religion in this empty space. Streetlights flashing like a strobe in my eyes. Every mile marker is a sweet surprise. The synthesizer washes like a gentle rain, washing off the residue of bourbon pain. Pizzicato strings plucking at my soul. I surrender to the journey, I release control. No destination tied into the screen, just a solitary ghost in the machine. Though the world is just a blur outside my door, I don't need to ask for answers anymore. The deep bass kicks and the tempo locks, navigating through the paradox. No passenger to break the silent spell, just the electronic ringing like a bell. Let the electric violin sweep the night, turning all the darkness into waves of light. 4 on the floor on an empty road, shedding every layer of the heavy load. I'm driving to the center of a synthesized dream, following the path of the headlight beam, with the crying bow and a weeping string. This is the salvation that the midnight brings. Deep house therapy and driving bass, finding my religion in this empty space. Shifting to the highest gear, let the music swell, breaking out completely from the empty shell. The frequencies are vibrating in my chest, putting all the heavy memories to rest. The strings are soaring high above the ground. I am wrapped inside a blanket of electric sound. Let the bass drop heavy, let the sorrow break. This solitary freedom is mine to take. what it keeps. Let the electric violin sweep the night, turning all the darkness into waves of light. Four on the floor on an empty road, shedding every layer of the heavy load. I'm driving deep to the center of the synthesized dream, following the path of the headlight beam, with the crying bow and a weeping stream. This is the salvation that the midnight brings, deep house therapy and driving bass, finding my religion in this empty space. Midnight symphony, asphalt underneath, just the strings and me. Empty lanes, deep house dreams, fading into dawn. Blacktop, leaving town behind, a solitary journey for a restless mind. Rearview mirror fading with the yellow lights, entering the kingdom of the lonely nights. No one on the dashboard, nothing on the phone, finding my religion out here all alone. The engine is a steady rhythm in the cold, a brand new story waiting to be bravely told. Washing off the static of the crowded day, letting the velocity take it all away. The sub-bass hits and the tempo locks right in, shedding all the layers of the places I have been. A solitary capsule cutting through the breeze, driving in an ocean of electronic trees. Let the electric violin cry into the dark, a weeping heavy string to leave a permanent mark. Four on the floor, this is deep house on the run, escaping from the gravity before we see the sun. I am cruising on a frequency of pure escape, watching all the shadows take a different shape. Draw the heavy roars and let the melody take flight. This is how I navigate the center of the night, just a driving bass line and the rubber on the street, making this isolation feel perfectly complete. Reflectors flashing rhythm like a strobe upon the lane. I am disconnecting from the complicated pain. The synthesizer washes like a heavy digital rain, nothing but the motion of the highway in my brain. Pizzicato echoes bouncing softly off the glass, watching all the ghosts of the sleeping cities pass. I am a phantom operating purely on the sound, flying on the asphalt without leaving the ground. Every single worry is 1,000 miles away, lost inside the music where I really wanna stay. The sub-bass hits and the tempo locks right in, shedding all the layers of the places I have been. Solitary capsule cutting through the breeze, driving in an ocean of electronic trees. Let the electric violin cry into the dark, a weeping heavy string to leave a permanent mark. Four on the floor, this is deep house on the run, escaping from the gravity before we see the sun. perfectly complete. Push the pedal deeper, let the heavy engine scream. I am waking up inside an electronic dream. The strings are soaring upward to the atmospheric height, erasing every boundary of the left and of the right. Let the heavy bass drum swallow every single fear. Everything makes sense when I am driving out here. Keeps like the electric violin crying to the dark, a weeping heavy string to leave a permanent mark. Four on the floor, this is deep house on the run, escaping from the gravity before we see the sun. I am cruising on a frequency of pure escape, watching all the shadows take a different shape. Draw the heavy rolls and let the melody take flight. This is how I navigate the center of the night. Just the driving bass line and the rubber on the street, making this isolation feel perfectly complete. Rubber on the street, electric street, just the deep house drive. Dawn is breaking. Ignition turns and I am gone without a single trace, erasing every footprint in this overcrowded space. The dashboard glows in neon paint and shadows on my skin. I leave the heavy world outside and let the bass begin. Tires cutting through the wind on solitary streets, syncing up the engine with the electronic beats. I am pushing past the limits where the city lets decay, washing all the complicated narratives away. Nobody to ask me where I'm going in the dark, just a lone survivor flying on a digital spark. The rhythm pulls me forward and the sub-bass takes control, an automatic therapy to calibrate the soul. No static on the radio, no voices in the air, just the pure velocity and freedom everywhere. Let the violin ignite the heavy midnight cold, a symphony of rubber on the asphalt bravely told. Four on the floor is pounding like a hammer in the chest, putting every single heavy memory to rest. I am navigating blindly on a geometric line where the solitary highway is exclusively mine. Draw the rosin on the bow and let the strings complain, washing off the residue of everyday pain. control. An automatic therapy to calibrate the soul. No static on the radio, no voices in the air, just the pure velocity and freedom everywhere. Let the violin ignite the heavy midnight call, a symphony of rubber on the asphalt, breathe told. Four on the floor is pounding like a hammer in the chest, putting every single heavy memory to rest. I am navigating blindly on a geometric line, where the solitary highway is exclusively mine. Draw the rosin on the bow and let the strings complain, washing off the residue of everyday pain. In this deep house sanctuary, nothing is untrue, just the solitary driver and the midnight hue. Accelerate the tempo, leave the shadows far behind. This is how I detoxify the corners of my mind. The strings are soaring upward to the atmospheric edge, walking on the wire of the solitary ledge. Let the heavy bass drum swallow every single fear. The universe is perfect when I'm driving out here. A violet illumination breaks the eastern sky. The darkness is surrendering without a single sigh. The journey is a circle and it's coming to an end, but the electric violin remains my only friend. The beat is slowing down, the tempo elegantly drops, cruising to a whisper right before the engine stops. Just a few more miles until I face the morning light, carrying the magic of the deep house in the night. Let the violin ignite the heavy midnight chord, a symphony of rubber on the asphalt, bravely told. Four on the floor is pounding like a hammer in the chest, putting every single heavy memory to rest. I am navigating blindly on a geometric line, where the solitary highway is exclusively mine. Draw the rosin on the bow and let the strings complain, washing off the residue of everyday pain. In this deep house sanctuary, nothing is untrue, just the solitary driver and the midnight hue. Kinetic strings, midnight hue, just the deep house drive. Let the dawn break through. concrete below. I press the pedal and cut the tie under the dome of a vacant sky. No conversations to break the trance, just the machine in a midnight dance. Tires are racing digital numbers upon the dash, watching the memories turn to ash. The frequency lowers, the rhythm aligns. I am reading the language of highway lines, a solitary orbit in the dark, igniting the engine's electric spark. Let the violin bleed on a 4x4. I am not holding on to the past anymore. An electric bow on a metal string. This is the freedom the shadows bring. Just the deep house bass and the rubber wheels validating the way that the silence feels. I am riding alone on a ribbon of black, and I am never, ever turning back. Headlights are painting a silver lane, washing away the residual pain. The synthesizer begins to swell, breaking the walls of my quiet shell. Pizzicato drops on the windshield glass, watching the ghosts of the city pass. I am a phantom of pure intent, every emotion is fully spent, cruising exactly at sonic speed. This isolation is all I need. The frequency lowers, the rhythm aligns. I am reading the language of highway lines, a solitary orbit in the dark, igniting the engine's electric spark. Let the violin bleed on a 4x4. I am not holding on to the past anymore. An electric bow on a metal string. This is the freedom the shadows bring. Just the deep house bass and the rubber wheels validating the way that the silence feels. I am riding alone on a ribbon of black, and I am never, ever turning back. Shift the transmission and let it fly, watching the satellites cross the sky. The strings are vibrating inside my chest, putting the turbulent thoughts to rest. A symphony written in asphalt code for the solitary queens of the open road. A solitary capsule in the dark, driven by an electronic spark. Let the electric violin take flight, carving through the center of the night. For on the floor a heavy driving bass, finding my salvation in this empty space. I don't need a map to find my way, running from the breaking of the day. Draw the heavy rosing on the string, listen to the magic that the highway brings. It is just a deep house therapy session, curing every ounce of my depression. Reflectors glowing like a runway strip, I am holding on a very steady grip. The synthesizer washes like a tide, pulling me along this midnight ride. Staccato echoes on the glass, watching all the sleeping towns bypass. I am operating outside of the time, cruising on a geometric line. Every single worry is undone long before I have to face the sun. The sub-bass drops and shakes the leather seat, escaping from the overwhelming heat. A solitary capsule in the dark, driven by an electronic spark. Let the electric violin take flight, carving through the center of the night. For on the floor a heavy driving bass, finding my salvation in this empty space. I don't need a map to find my way, running from the breaking of the day. Draw the heavy rising on the string, listen to the magic that the highway brings. It is just a deep house therapy session, curing every ounce of my depression. Push the pedal closer to the floor, I am not that person anymore. The violin is screaming out my name, burning like a digital blue flame. Let the frequencies wash over me. This is what it means to be truly free. Melodies are rising to the stars, healing up the microscopic The horizon paints a lighter shade of gray. The magic of the night begins to fray, but I am holding on to every sound, even as the tires slow down on the ground. The journey is a loop I love to trace, in this solitary sacred space. Just a few more miles until I stop, waiting for the final bass to drop. Let the electric violin take flight, carving through the center of the night. For on the floor a heavy driving bass, finding my salvation in this empty space. I don't need a map to find my way, running from the breaking of the day. Draw the heavy rosing on the string, listen to the magic that the highway brings. It is just a deep house therapy session, curing every ounce of my depression. journey for wandering souls. No passengers talking, no radio spin, just making some room for the violin. Draw the bow across the midnight sky. Let the electric strings begin to cry. Four on the floor, keeping the time, cruising alone on a perfect line. It is just the deep house pushing the beat, and a synthetic warmth on the driver's seat. I don't need a map or a place to be, just the highway, the Rosen and me. The Rosen and me. Headlights carving a tunnel of white. I am a phantom passing through the night. Every mile marker is a fading ghost. I am flying away from the coastal post. The synthesizer hums a hypnotic drone. I have never felt so alive and alone. Pizzicato rain tapping on the glass, watching the hours and the shadows pass. The frequency drops and the sub-bass rolls. A solitary journey for wandering souls. No passengers talking, no radio spin, just making some room for the violin. Draw the bow across the midnight sky. Let the electric strings begin to cry. Four on the floor, keeping the time, cruising alone on a perfect line. It is just the deep house pushing the beat, and a synthetic warmth on the driver's seat. I don't need a map or a place to be, just the highway, the Rosen and me. Accelerate into the void ahead. Forget every single word that they said. The melody soars and the heavy bass hits, putting together the broken bits. A symphony